Things off here with me versus Tosh. I just need to make sure everything is working well. I apologize for the delay. Just want to make sure. So how's it going, everybody? If you're just joining us here, part 1 was over on Woody Pun 7's channel, aka Big Pimpin' Tosh. And I think we're good. No, we got should have the delay going on. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna start just a little bit. I just want to make sure the stream is all ready to roll, and then we will play. So far, the Foxes have come out strong. It is currently 8-3, which is good for Team Fox here, but it is still early in this tournament, or finals, I should say. It's best of 21 here, so there's plenty of wiggle room for Team Badger to take it on back. And yeah, basically I was co-casting with Tosh over on his channel at the start of this. Me and him are about to play this match here, and we're both going to be live, so you can watch from either perspective. And then we're going to keep it going here on ToothAndTailTV until the end of the event. And I'm about ready to roll. Okay, we should be live now. Let me make sure. Yes. All right. Well, I thought so. Yes. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why I'm being so paranoid. But everything is good to go. And let's get into it. Me versus Tosh being streamed on both sides here. And let's go. I tried changing things up against Melvin last game from what I normally play, and I think it was a mistake. I think if I had my normal comp, I could have done better against what he came out with. I tried going for snakes, and it did not work too well. He got a boar with a lot of supporting units, and I couldn't quite get in there and get the tags I needed. So I'm ready. Oh, I think he wanted me to tell him. There we go. Alright. So yeah, we are both live here, and then I think Woody Pun's going to host me, and we're going to keep streaming over on this channel. And the reason is Tosh still has to play all his games, that way he can hop out. But you know what? I put at least a point on the board for Team Fox. I'd love to see another one here. Go 2-1 would be good. But Tosh is a great player, and it's hard to know what's really up his sleeve. Alright. So, I don't think he's a big fan of moles, but you never know. You never be too careful. Let's see, looks like he's got an expansion, I've got an expansion. I might have more, I gotta check. But this map actually might be better for me, but I don't know what his comp is. My comp is like okay in the late game, but it's not amazing. I have more of a mid-game deck. Everything looks cool so far. I'm gonna come on in one more time on Tosh. Make sure he didn't sell things off for lizards or anything. I don't like that cabin right there. It's gonna make it difficult for me to scout unless Tosh clears it up. He eventually will. I might actually scout a little bit longer. I don't need the warrens exactly as fast as possible. Ooh. Alright, so if he can get out of his little choke point there, that's actually some pretty decent RNG. So I feel like I need to kind of establish myself quickly. Let's see what Tosh has in mind. Tosh isn't really a big all-inner. He's pretty good at playing the macro game. Yeah, he's already got one. I actually went single warren into the mill. So I could probably sell off a warren here, be pretty greedy. We might get stuck in a greed war. I don't think I'm going to commit to more than 3 farms. Unless I see him just going nuts. Yeah, he went 3 farms as well. Great minds think alike. So I want him to leave. And then I'm going to throw down this tier 2. I don't know if he actually left or if he's just hanging out. No, he did leave. Alright, I'll throw that down there. Make it a little bit hard for him to find. And if he's just going straight greed, it might put me in a good spot. Excuse me. I don't know. I probably didn't need that Lizard Warren. Just trying to be safe. Like, if he went straight 8 farms and didn't get a tier 2, I might be able to push. And he did. But that Lizard Warren was a mistake because it's blocking my skunks. Now he's going to see I have a tier 2. So I can sell that. I should be ahead in economy. Or, I'm sorry, in tech. And not very far behind in economy. So I might just try to go for it once my skunks are up. Like, I think I literally want to just go right when my skunks are up. Build some moles. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. Oh, he's trying to get an artillery. That bastard. We're gonna go for it. Alright. Alright, interesting. Okay. If that's the case, I will take all the bases. And choke him out. Because he can't actually expand further. Maybe I just need a bunch of falcons? I feel like I need, like, falcon mole. Unless he sold all that crap off. Oh my god, Tosh! That is hilarious. Okay. Alright. I always say he's a crazy player. And he's doing crazy stuff. So I can, like, sneak... Alright. I can sneak around the side and be a jerk. I might as well get a fox. I'm not sure if he's gonna have range to hit that mill. I don't think he can hit this one. So I'm gonna have a lot more economy than him. I need to prevent him from building, like, a forward artillery here. I mean, this is gonna be a while. This is gonna be a long game here. Probably don't need, like, any tier 1. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? I don't even know what we're gonna do here. This is a tough one. I can't get around. There's no... There's that... That is so... That would take so long to get over there, though. This is a weird game. Like, he took all 8 farms, though, right? So he's... Well, he's got that campfire, but that's it. Then he's gonna starve. Isn't that what's gonna happen? That's so many mice, though. Oh my god. Tosh, you madman. I mean, this is kind of funny, to be fair. Dude, I think he's just gonna win with this. Did he sell off everything? How does he have that much money? He sold off a lot of it. Alright. Still didn't kill enough owls, though, is the problem. There's another one. If I can get that last owl, maybe. Nah, the fox is gonna die. I mean, Tasha's gotta be starving soon, too. I mean, maybe I win if he just starves, right? He's about to starve. Unless there's like an expansion I just don't know about that he has in the bottom. He's gotta be starving soon. Like, he's gotta have more money than that. Does he have another base? Well, this army comp is like really efficient though. Is there another base down here? Like, how is he not starving? If there's another base down here, I'm gonna be so tilted. I bet there is. Right here. Oh. How is he not starving to death? Nicely played. I was not expecting that. No, there wasn't another base. Alright, well, Tosh should be hopping on Discord soon, I think. That was a very silly game. Dude, Snake Owl, super efficient. I think I screwed up from letting him get established in the beginning, I guess? Like, he only had 5 minutes on this cabin. Right? Oh, maybe he just didn't take it. Well, no, he took it pretty early, I thought, to expand his, like, he takes it, like, right here, right? Yeah. Oh, he must have been, like, right starving. Yeah, because he's got no starvation farms.
Alright.
What's up? How were you starving out?
Yes.
I was like, how the hell is he still alive? I was like scouting in the south, like, what happened?
Oh my god, it was so scary.
That was such a silly build, dude.
I had like 30 seconds left.
I was like scratching my head, like, dude, he's got to have some more money or something. I mean, it's crazy how efficient you can be with Snake Owl.
Yeah. Snake Owl and Artie. The combo that no one knew they needed.
Very well played. I was just looking at the replay here, scratching my head, like, how is he not starving out?
I think actually I might want to go back and save that.
That was definitely a good one.
That was a good game.
I didn't really have a lot to deal with it. Like, I had Skunk Falcon, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't efficient. Every time you came in, you just got so much So much more efficient trades.
I was worried that you were actually gonna do it because I threw away a few owls.
Yeah, there was a point.
The Falcon Fox combo is actually pretty good at killing the owls.
Yeah, but you just had too many mice for me to deal with. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should have tried to hold on and see if you could have starved. You were starving before me, but you busted through. Nicely done. Okay. Now we should be back onto some live matches here.
Yeah. Should still be final, and
I will hop on.
It shouldn't matter if I forget to do the.
Yeah, man. I've got the lazy boy scoreboard, so we're good to go. It is 8 to. Is it 8 to 3? 8 to 4?
8 to 4 is what I've got.
8 to 4 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bam. Nice. Okay. I've got the lobby open, or do you already have one?
I think they're still in the final. I left, but they're in final again, so just search for that.
There we go.
So it's Coloru versus Melvin.
Nice. All right, so we're heading into some more heavyweight matches. Oh, did they start without us?
I'm there.
Oh no, yeah, we're good. I think they literally, like right as I joined in, they started. So in the bottom right, we got Kalaru up top, Melvin Fro, and Kalaru rocking Owl Fox, a fun little way to get it going. And Melvin still has that boar.
Yeah, Melvin, he likes his boar.
So double tier 3 from both sides here. And we'll have to see where these guys want to take it. Nice big map. Definitely looks better for Kalaru. He's got easy access to 3 bases. Melvin's got 1 natural that's a bit spread out in this, this like 8 o'clock base is kind of up for grabs.
8 o'clock. Down here in the corner, like by the water. Yeah, I guess. It's so far out of the way that, like, if you take it, your opponent really has to, you know, like, the opponent can't attack it without leaving themselves wide open.
Right.
So it's sort of safe just because of how unsafe it is.
Yeah, and we don't see any early game shenanigans here. Just 8 farms on both sides. Really gonna look what they want to do next. Throw down some tier 1, maybe try to get an expansion.
All right, so no RT from Koloru, unfortunately. But we did give it a showing last game.
Yeah, that was.
I'm super pleased it managed to work.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. Tip of the hat. That was not expected.
Owl Fox versus Owl Boar is an interesting matchup. I'm not quite sure who wins it. I kind of think it leans towards the Owl Boar.
It's interesting. I mean, the question is, are we going to get to late game compositions that have double tier 3, or is it like I want the double tier 3 for the choice? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Last time Melvin did push in with just his boar.
Yeah.
But I guess on a different map, because there's no easy way for Melvin to really get a third, unless he takes this slightly risky 8 o'clock. It seems likely that he'll do what he did last game, where he goes up to 16 farms, gets out the boar, and then pushes in with boar falcon.
Yeah, let's see if Kalaru can handle that well. I mean, he does have Fox. The owl is not going to do very good in that situation. Really, I mean, his own Fox would be nice, but really he just needs a bunch of falcons with what he's got. But kind of surprised we haven't seen an expansion yet. Both players are going for like heavy tier 2 on 1 base.
Yeah, I mean, Koloru is famously quite hard to predict, but Melvin usually likes to expand pretty early.
And there's finally an expansion. Now, these are pretty delayed expansions. Like, this reminds me of some old school builds, like going for 8 farm double tier 2, but normally that's some kind of timing attacks style thing.
Push with this sort of.
And I was thinking maybe Kalaru was getting ready for that. I don't know. Maybe he's going to try to do a timing.
Well, I think maybe because both players were going for it, neither one has the opportunity. Like, both were probably assuming that the other would expand, and that would give them the moment to go in. But since neither one did, both players just went up to tier 2, so the armies were armies were perfectly even.
Yeah, Kalaru, I'm curious if he's gonna move out when he's got all 4 of his skunks ready. It looks like that's the plan. At least to kind of position himself in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, Melvin is getting a little ahead on the farms.
Oh, but Melvin's also not at home. This would be really bad if he doesn't burrow back. And he's scouting more and more, and he's...
Yeah, Melvin's not in position. Kalaru moving in, but loses commander.
He loses commander, but doesn't matter. It's this advantage.
Oof. Oh, yeah, that last skunk goes alive.
Melvin just about breaks even there. He had the eco up on his second base, so losing that 1 farm doesn't matter too much.
Right.
But he was playing it right on the knife's edge there.
Yeah, that was close. And unfortunately for Kalaru, losing that commander meant that he lost a lot more tier 2 there than he otherwise would have. Yeah. So that was really good for Melvin.
If Kalaru could have pulled back, he definitely could have saved most, if not all, of that tier 2. But he still is ahead on army.
Right.
And I think just because Melvin hasn't finished building his tier 2 yet. Kalaru looks like he's going to attack from the south.
Yeah, he's starting to eco up. He realizes he can't fall too far behind in that regard, but Melvin sniffs this out, and he's getting in position here to defend. I don't know if Kalaru's actually going to commit. Looks like he's going to.
Okay, what does Melvin focus fire first? Probably the Falcons, right?
Yeah, looks like Kalaru's going for the enemy Falcons. Is he going to have enough to push in? These skunks are getting really low.
Like Melvin's going to hold. If he kills the squirrel, then he can get the skunks nice and cheap. And 1 Falcon clears them both up.
Yeah, Kalaru did not have enough anti-air there to finish off that Falcon. It was rough for him because he actually microed a skunk like with no HP into the Falcon because he was just trying to rally whatever that could shoot it, you know.
Oh, and Melvin's going to attack. He can pick off this forward one, but I think just the massive squirrel is going to force him back.
Yeah, and this is a good time to attack. Kalaru is trying to sneak out the fox right now.
Yeah, I saw that. He's going to put him behind a bit, and he's got no skunks anymore, so the tier 1 is going to be really effective.
I'm surprised he decided to stay on 4 Falcons rather than, like, Skunk Falcon or something. But if Melvin doesn't actually commit and lets this fox get out, Melvin really doesn't have anything that's good against fox, I guess, besides the owl, so...
It's, yeah, I guess Fox is really... Owl is really only his only answer to Fox. But Kalaru is supply blocked. He's going to have to sell something. And whatever he sells, that gives... I mean, Melvin's already ahead on army.
Yeah, so Kalaru's being so greedy. He's even building another farm.
Yeah. And Kalaru isn't here either to micro this army. If Melvin sniffs this opportunity out, he can get so much damage done here.
He grabs a couple pigs.
He's more scared than he has to be.
Yeah,
it's what happens though in this best of 1.
Oh yeah,
you're so risk averse.
It's definitely, you know, on a knife's edge, anything can happen. But Melvin's getting so much damage done already. Like 3 farms have gone down. Kalaru hasn't taken critical damage, but he really needs this fox to get him back in the game.
If this fox doesn't have any support, then it won't be able to clear up everything. And the mill goes down. Kalaru's into starvation mode now.
Yeah, this fox just might be a day late and a dollar short. He doesn't have enough to really support it here, and Melvin should be...
See it. Let's see what sort of crazy fox play Kalaru can do.
Yeah, I think that 4 Falcons was the mistake here, man. I think he should have maybe sold down, got a lot of tier 1, and kept the skunks.
He needed some sort of anti-tier 1.
Yeah.
Because foxes struggle with tier 1.
Right.
So skunk fox pairs up much better than falcon fox does because they're both, you know, high target, single DPS.
All right, a point on the board for Melvin Fro there. I think a little bit off of a risky fox play, followed up by some additional greed from Kalaru. I mean, he was just greedy all over the place there, you know, building extra farms.
The fox was a risk, but it was a risk he took because he was behind.
Yeah.
After that attack where he lost his tier 2 and Melvin survived. So
right.
I don't necessarily fault the risk. I think that the risk with trying to put down more farms
exactly
too much though.
And keeping the 4 Falcons. I think he could have played that fox transition a little bit better, but Melvin super solid as always. Nice victory there. And another thing to remember is Melvin had you know, really significant economy advantage the whole time. So why is Kalaru leaving? Shouldn't he still be here?
Because it's Melvin versus Mishi now.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It's the game everyone's been waiting for.
Melvin versus Mishi is going to be a good one here.
Yeah. But where is Mishi?
I just saw him in the chat a second ago.
Oh yeah, he's been in the stream chat, so he must be around.
Yeah. So let's give him a minute here. We need Melvin, but I think Melvin's just sitting in spectator to be on the right side, perhaps. Where is old Mishifus? You guys are closing in, man. 8-5 now. A lot closer than 7-1 or whatever it was.
8-2, but same difference. I mean, man, Mishi. If Mishi's on form, though, he might seal it up here.
That's true. If Mishi wins 3 in a row,
he's got to play Melvin. Then he plays. Then we go to me versus Kolaru. Then it's me versus Mishi. And then it's Eel versus Kolaru and Mishi. And that's I think that's a big risk. No offense to Eel, but Mishi is like.
There he is. All right.
Gonna win that. That's Mishi's heavily favored for that.
Okay, Mishi versus Melvin. This is going to be an awesome match here.
Yeah, let's hope.
So we're sitting at 8-5, guys. This is the best of 21 event. If you're just kind of tuning in, don't really know what's going on. We played a whole season where we all split up onto a bunch of teams representing all the different Tier 3. Kasha and Badger, or Badger Fox rather, made it to the finals. Here we are in a best of 21 where all the team members are playing in best of 1 matches. We got some 2v2s that decided at the end. And
hopefully.
This is the ace in the pocket for Team Fox here, Mishi. And a very solid player is his opponent up top in Melvin Fro.
These are the leaders of both teams. They're heavyweights. They're ultra heavyweights. You know, this is like they're Superman versus Goku.
Yeah. We all know Goku would win that.
Not according to Death Battle.
Well, listen, they're wrong.
I bet if Toriyama was writing it, he'd find a way for Goku to.
I don't. We'll get way off. Blue
or whatever.
We'll get way off topic, but I am triggered, sir. Goku is so strong. I mean, Superman's like, oh look, I can lift the car.
Superman can fix black holes by grabbing them.
Mishi is coming out with a mole rush here.
Oh yeah, but Melvin scouted it.
Yeah, this is a good response so far.
It does delay him his farm slightly, but better than the alternative.
Yeah, so a little bit of no harm, no foul in the early game here. And
probably won't be able to do any counter push because it's quite a long way.
This is a really weird map when it comes to expansions. Like, I wonder if Melvin... I don't think Melvin's a one-base kind of guy, but he does have this cabin over the side to try to go that direction, but I think we're just going to be fighting for this line of gristmills.
This is a very Mishi favored map.
Yeah.
So many mills are on his side, plus he's got the arty to cut out the...
I think the artillery makes it a lot better for Mishi for sure. Like, I guess he's got like 1 extra mill, because you could say 2 of those on the right could go to Melvin, but it's so weird when they're so close like this. It's really hard to cut it. You know, it could go to either side just depending on who can get down there and take that position.
The reason I like defensive structures so much is because they let you turn bad map situations into, you know, good map situations. They let you cut the map how you want it to be cut.
Right.
So if Michi gets an arty cannon up, like even with the mill he's already expanded just on the edge of his territory, he can basically secure those next 2 mills pretty easily. And that's going to force Melvin into, you know, 2 mills against 4, which is a pretty rough situation to be in.
Yeah, having the defense in the deck really, really helps out for that sort of thing. But I agree. I mean, even trying to consider this second mill for Melvin with all the water around it. I mean, that's kind of rough, you know.
Yeah.
So really, you can look at it. It's like 4 mills for Mishi and 1 for Melvin.
Yeah.
But 2 base is all you need, though, in this game. A lot of times you can get together a solid.
2 bases and owls can get a lot done.
Well, I mean, 2 bases in boars or owls specifically, but let's see. Melvin is moving in.
Yeah, he's only got the 1 skunk though, so I don't think it would be a good engagement for him. And he is pulling back. The squirrel mole is quite good against skunk because it forces the skunk gas to spread out far more than it wants to. And now they try and hit the moles as they walk forward, which means they end up hitting nothing. But Mishi was trying to do a 200 IQ play there, rallied his army, then burrowed back, trying to get a secret rally in.
He's got some moles here, and that could maybe punish these forward warrens from Melvin.
Quite forward warrens. They're not all his warrens, but still, you don't want to lose them.
Only 1 warren's going down, but the tides are turning a little bit for Mishi. Keep in mind, though, Melvin's got a lot more economy.
He does. He did lose a skunk, but he's going to get it back up. And only losing the 1 warren isn't too bad. Losing the 1 warren is probably worth it to keep the... Like, if that warren tanking saved 3 squirrels, then it basically paid for itself.
Yeah.
Is the way I tend to look at it.
That went fairly even overall. You know, losing the 1 warren there is kind of okay, but you know, Melvin's had a decent economic lead for about a minute. You know, Mishi is fixing that now.
Melvin lost more, but he can afford the losses better than Mishi can. So Mishi's going to try and catch up on eco.
But this is the point that you were talking about earlier, where it gets a little worrisome for Melvin because it's like, now what? Like, yeah, you can try to take this 3rd base with the moat all around it. He's going to go for the boar, and I think that's the move. Just kind of try to 2-base all in here. Mishi's getting a fox, thinking about it.
This goes for falcons.
He might just be waiting for Melvin to leave before he throws down the fox. No,
he's going for it. I don't know if 6 falcons is... See, falcons against boar is kind of counterintuitively not actually that great because the boar tanks it so well.
Yeah.
Like, even though the boar can't actually hit the falcons, so 1-on-1, you know, in a vacuum, the falcons would always win. The boar just tanks them so well that support can clear up the falcons easily. Yeah,
and especially when you've got your own falcons to support it. But I like this for Mishi. He's going to try to come in right before the boar is done. He just scouted it. He's got plenty of units here.
Melvin isn't home to...
Mishi's going to get this mill before Melvin can get into position. Melvin's going to take the engagement here. Let's see who comes out on top.
Just needs a bit more time. It needs another 20 seconds. That's not nothing.
Mishi trying to get these falcons out of the air.
He can get all the falcons down, but he can't. He needs some anti-air now. He needs to desperately keep some anti-air. The boar is so close.
Mishi is not worried about this boar, though, instead focusing on the army.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the kind of catastrophic damage he was looking for, though. He got a lot of warrens, and he did get the mill with 3 farms on it, so not nothing, but I think Melvin's got a chance to counterattack here.
Well, Melvin got his boar out, but what Mishi prevented was Melvin having this boar plus this enormous army on top of it, so he kind of reset the count, but, you know, Melvin's actually building up pretty quickly again, and Mishi had those moles.
Kept his falcons alive.
Right.
And Mishi is still rebuilding. He was supply blocked for a while, which means Melvin's got a good timing to come in here.
Yeah, Mishi had those moles out on the middle of the map that he had to sell, and he couldn't quite get his falcons back up in time before this boar attack was ready.
Focus down these falcons.
Oh, it's so close. That mill is going to be so low. There it is.
Mishi is starving. He's trying to keep this boar alive. He doesn't, but he clears up most of Mishi's army.
The damage seems to have been done now, though. I mean, you get that 2nd base. I mean, Mishi's in starving. It's 0 farms
versus 8. Just go back and sell his boar, and that should be... He should have enough to hold.
Yeah, unfortunately for Mishi, this looks like a Melvin victory, but nice try. I thought for sure he was going to push through with that nice attack before the boar came in, but good defense there from Melvin.
Hmm. Yeah, it did look like Mishi was going to be able to get onto Melvin before his ball was up and really get a lot of damage done. But I guess he didn't actually get... He got a lot of the units, but he didn't actually get much infrastructure.
Yeah, what was kind of impressive
So,
to me was Melvin got his Falcon count reestablished like really quickly. Like Mishi did a good job at targeting those down.
Melvin was basically instantly back up to 4 Falcons.
Yep, and there it is. Melvin takes it.
Eight to 6.
It's getting close.
More even. Now I need to play Coloru.
All right,
so
man.
I'm gonna head out of the
have fun.
Chat. I can't have fun. I'm too tense.
We'll see you back here in a bit. All right, so I think we've got Coloru versus Melvin coming up, or well, Coloru versus Tosh. Jeez, I can't talk today. You guys in chat talk about like what is Superman can. That's why I've always hated Superman. I'll take the stance, you know. You know what Superman reminds me of? You remember when you were a kid in like elementary school, and you're all like playing and pretending you have superpowers and stuff, and you're like, yeah, I can turn invisible, right? And your other friend's like, oh, cool, I've got super strength, you know, and another friend's like, yeah, and I can shoot lasers out of my eyes. And then you got that one kid, you know, that jerk kid, and he's like, oh yeah, well, I've got super strength, and I can shoot lasers out of my eyes, and I can fly, and I am immune to bullets, and I have freeze rays. And it's like, all right, man. Like, how can it possibly be interesting if the character of Superman is he can be as strong as needed? I'll say it. I was thinking of the old school Superman, man, like from the 50s. I didn't realize he was sneezing galaxies away and traveling through time. I still think Goku's better. Alright. So, should be Tosh versus Coloru next. I think Gent is working on getting that established here. And we will keep her going. So 8 to 6, man, it's getting close here. I'm getting a little nervous, but I am confident my Fox brethren will pull it through. I only put 1 point on the board, so I'm a little disappointed. But I had some rough matchups there. I didn't expect Tosh to build turret arty Snake Owl. That was a thing. Yeah, dude, I'm totally Batman, 100%. My chat's on a delay. All right, we've got Coloru in here. Mishi needs a scooch. Scooch and booch. Sorry, trying to help them get everything together here. There he goes. All right. All right, we got Coloru first, Tosh. Oh, Kryptonite. Kryptonite is the worst cop-out of, like, pretending to give him a weakness, right? It's like, oh, it's this rare mineral that's only found on another planet. Like, oh, nice weakness. Batman is just a mentally ill guy with martial arts training, a lot of money. Hey, man. You know what Batman's real superpower is? He's like always happens to have that thing that he needs. It's like, don't worry, I'll grab the anti-shark repellent spray. It's like, dude, come on, you didn't have anti-shark repellent spray on you. Like, like that dude, I swear, that is Batman's true power, man. Whatever gizmo or gadget he needs, he's just like got it. But anyways, in the bottom we've got Coloru, and up to the top left, Big Pimpintosh here. Rockin' Badger Wolf. A cool combo if he can get away with it, but Coloru's got this nice early to mid-game composition here. He can go for that squirrel mole skunk push. You know, he can go Squizzard if he needs to do that and round it out with the boar. However, I think if Tosh gets away with his ultimate plan of Badger Wolf, he will have that higher late-game power level. So we're just kind of waiting to see how this one comes out here. Oh, it looks like we got a little bit of nonsense here. 6-farm Squirrel Warren from Kalaru just to force a reaction out of Tosh here. Builds a single Warren. And yeah, now I'm just thinking about Superman versus Goku and stuff. I gotta get it off my brain. When did Superman become like that OP? Like the Superman I'm thinking of is like from the comic books of like the 50s. You know what I mean? Or even like the 60s or 70s. Did they just come out with like new comics that just make him like a god? Like when did that happen? You know? Because the way I've always thought of it, like Superman is on par with like Krillin. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's like super strong, he can fly and stuff, but which is awesome against like normal people. But when you're talking about other powerful people, I don't know. All right. Anyways, I gotta get this off my brain. We gotta get back to this match. So far, Tosh is looking for a little bit of quick greed. He's actually being very greedy. He's even taking this sneaky base up top. Meanwhile, Kalaru was going for a little bit more of a standard tier play, you know, trying to get into some tier 2 and whatnot. But now he is going pure lizard. Maybe he's realizing like Tosh is up to something sneaky here. And does not like the way that this is looking. But committing to pure lizard when the barbed wire is here, I mean, I guess you try to mull through the barbed wire and then rally ho, you know, with the lizards after that. Do you need more than 6 moles, though, to get through here with the squirrel shooting at you? Maybe 9 would be better, but I think he's trying to make sure he's got enough money to support everything. Gonna move in with just a couple moles, but yeah, you gotta wait. You don't want those squirrels to doof down just those 2 that you have. Need to be really careful with these lizards. I mean, I guess if some of the lizards break through the barbed wire, there we go. The moles are pushing in, and now Kalaru should be able to just overrun this with lizards. And this actually might just be checkmate for Tosh here. This is going to be a lot of damage from these lizards. I don't know the last time... Yeah, the last time Tosh scouted, it looked like Kalaru was going double tier 2. Tosh really didn't get back in there and scout since he was trying to work on this hidden base, and I think he was trying to set up to get to that ultimate Badger Wolf eventually, but... and lizards are moving in, and Tosh is desperately trying to get up some barbed wire here. He does have that hidden base still, so maybe if Kalaru like overextends, Tosh can get back into this. And the 5-minute mark is approaching, but it's still a minute away, and a minute might as well be a year in Tooth and Tail time. So Tosh is just trying to delay the game as long as possible. He knows he's got those few fresh farms up top. He knows the 5-minute mark is about to be over, but can Kalaru just rail through here? All this barbed wire being incredibly efficient. What's it cost, like 5 food nowadays, right? So, I mean, it's just always going to trade well unless you have moles. Yeah, OG Bullet Superman was not... He was like All Might. Exactly, Raven. That's the Superman I'm thinking of, you know? I think All Might is like the perfect comparison. That's about the power level I think of Superman at. And Goku could totally whoop All Might's ass. I mean, if anything, All Might was like kind of kind of parroting Superman a little bit, isn't he? Dude, I can't stop thinking about it now. I don't know why. Like, I really just want to talk about Superman versus Goku. But look, Tosh is being annoying. Now, if Kalaru could scout... Now, the question is, Kalaru... He never found this other base up here, but it hasn't quite occurred to him yet that Tosh might have more income somewhere. I mean, eventually he's got to figure it out, right? Like, Tosh has, like, no farms here. He's still building warrens. He's still building barbed wire. It needs a click eventually for Kalaru. Hey, he's making money someplace else. Because if Kalaru does find this top base from Tosh, then, I mean, he's basically done for it. Now, oh, Kalaru, no! He goes up to check there, but Kalaru never scouted this other mill. So he didn't go all the way up. He's trying to look for a spot to kind of run around here Oh my god, Tosh is wiggling his way back into this game. Kalaru just never finding that hidden base here. And Tosh is starting to get back into this. Oh my god. Is this gonna be a Tosh comeback? Kalaru's running out of steam, man. He's only down to a few farms left. The farms are going fallow on the main base. Dude, Tosh wins from here. Kalaru had him in checkmate, but he just never figured out that top hidden base. And the barbed wire was cost effective enough to prevent Kalaru from coming in and just ending it. Dude, I can't believe this. Oh man, I would be so frustrated if I was Kalaru. And that puts Tosh, you know, Tosh has the capability to really carry this whole tournament, these whole finals here for the Badgers, you know. He gets to play 6 matches, and so far he's won all of his games. And this is his second game. He won the game against me with utilizing defense in an unexpected way, and he's kind of doing the same thing against Kalaru here. And Kalaru just never found that 12 o'clock, and that's going to be it. Tosh is going to win. Kalaru realizes now it must be up here, wants to go take a look, but is not going to see it. Oh my god, dude. What even is that? Poor Kalaru. Poor Foxes. He had it, man. He had it in the bag. But Sneaky Tosh found a way. Okay, so what does that mean is... What's happening next? That was Kalaru versus Tosh. So now we need Tosh versus Mishi. So let's see if Mishi can put together the end of Kalaru's reign. Or Tosh's reign. Damn, dude. I can't believe Tosh won that. I am tilted, man. Superman versus Goku, the argument that all nerds get trapped in. Dude, I still stand by Goku would win, and whatever crap that lets Superman sneeze galaxies seems a little sus. Whoever wrote that was not writing with the true and spirit of the old school Superman. I'll say it. And that's the last time I'll mention it. Because we have a more epic battle than Superman versus Goku. We've got Badger versus Fox here. Man, these players are not quickly moving in the lobby. Alright, well, we gotta wait. There we go. Alright, Kalaru has stepped out. Mishi needs to come on in. There we go. And this is Tosh's chance to tie it up 8-8. Or will Mishi end Tosh's reign of terror? Oh man. It is getting close here. Mishi. Both players kind of thinking about what they're gonna pull out here. Tosh is such a wild card. Mishi has a lot of various decks put together for this tournament. But what to expect out of Tosh? You know, if you've been watching him today, you saw him do that crazy turtle on 2 base with Artie. Build Owl Snake against me. You saw him utilize hidden bases and barbed wire to steal a game that he should have lost. And I mean, what is this guy going to do next? Is the craziest thing Tosh could do here to just play standard? Which version of... There's only one version of Goku. Like, what are you talking about? Dragon Ball Z Goku. Alright, over on the right, we've got Mishi. And up on the top left, we've got Big Pimpin' Tosh. Dude, I gotta stop. You guys are trolling me, man. Every time I'm like, I've got it out of my mind, I look at the chat, and and they're saying something about... You know what? It's because of the delay, man. I just gotta stop looking at the chat, because they're mentioning it as I said it. I'm stuck in a loop. That's the problem. Okay, Mishi getting mole rushed here, but nice response. Barely gonna sell those in time. He must not have seen it from Tosh, and Tosh gonna pack it up and go home. Floating a lot of money now, but he can easily just throw that into some farms. And nice quick reactions there from Mishi, putting us into a no harm, no foul. Yeah, Batman beats Superman. Alright, no, damn it, I'm getting sucked in again. I gotta stop. Alright. Focus on the task at hand here, Delthius. What do we got going on? Both sides with ferrets, so that's kind of interesting. I think both sides are expecting a little bit of shenaniganery with the defense here. And sure enough, Mishi does have the artillery cannons, but I mean, ferrets can, you know, like dance against artillery, but they're not the best, especially if Mishi's got his own. And this map is Mishi favored, so this is a good opportunity for him to score a point here for the Fox. But man, Tosh has been on a roll today. And I am a little bit worried. But on paper, this should be a favorable matchup for Mishi. I don't think I go as far as to call Tosh like the underdog or anything. I think Tosh can easily take a victory here. You know, best of one is really interesting. And best of one is really suited for some odd kind of styles, like the ones that we've seen Tosh do today. And he sold off that gristmill. He's building some moles. Mishi does realize, but he doesn't need these ferrets. He needs more tier 1. He's going to sell those off, desperately build out some more squirrels. But I don't know, man. If Tosh attacks right here, right now, I don't know if Mishi's going to have enough time. Tosh is hesitating a little bit, but all of these warrens up here on the front, they're going to get knocked down by these moles so quickly. Oh, this mill from Mishi is actually going to do a nice job of buying him a little bit of time. He's got one skunk out, but he just doesn't have the tier 1 numbers. Is the skunk going to be enough? Mishi trying to get the skunk gas onto the squirrels here, and these moles are just going to rail through all of these forward warrens, but I think Mishi holds, especially with Tosh's commander going down. But Tosh still did a lot of damage. He killed a pig, he killed 2 warrens, and he also killed the second base for Mishi and traded okay. Yeah, you mentioned it, chat goes back to it because of the delay. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. It took me a few loops to figure that out. And then I was like, wait a minute. Alright, one of these skunks going down for Mishi. But still has enough to take it back here. And Tosh on so much tier 1, you know, it's going to be rough to deal with these skunks, but Mishi's got to be careful. You know, skunks are great against tier 1, but they're not the end-all be-all. You can just gun them down if you got enough squirrels or you don't have enough support for the skunks, and Mishi does safely get that skunk back home. Now he gets to heal up, he gets to get his 2 skunks back together. Tosh actually going for snakes here, so he's really going to rely on getting these snake tags in during the fight. Second base is coming back up for both sides, so really action-packed game this time. Really kind of being dictated by Tosh up until this point. Mishi going into 4 skunks, and Mishi doesn't really have a good answer for snakes, to be honest. Batman just happens to pull out his sand repellent. Oh my god, dude. TnT game happens in the background as a local fox talks about Superman and Goku. Dude. I've enjoyed it. I think we're having fun here, right? That's all that matters. Tosh gonna clean that up with some moles here. And has Mishi seen the snakes? That's the question. He's gonna go pretty hard with this economic boost. He does know about the snakes now, but what do you do for Mishi? Like, yeah, the fox is good against the snake, but you do not have the time or the money right now to get a fox out. And Tosh is still relying on a lot of tier 1, so maybe these skunks will deal with that. Clean up the tier 1, kill the snakes. One of the snakes goes down immediately. All these skunks getting such good gas on the tier 1. But Mishi really needs to get this other snake out of the way, or at least not let it poison all the skunks. One skunk is going to live with the poison, so far so good. But Tosh can just get a critical number of stacks on this gristmill and kill it with these snakes. 2 HP on that snake. It is so low. Mishi wants that kill so bad, but I think he's going to have to let it go. Nice micro from Tosh. And actually, Mishi handled that a lot better than I thought. Those snakes weren't quite able to do the job of poisoning down the skunks or the mill there. So Mishi's still in a good spot. And 4 skunks, man. I mean, they just wreak havoc on enemy tier 1 lines. Alright, this game is slowing down a little bit. Mishi's kind of taking the advantage here. That last trade was really good for him. He's building up on the army. So Tosh really needs to get some work done to come back in this game. He's being very bold out here with these snakes. They are going to risk getting captured, and if these snakes go down, I think that might be all she wrote for Tosh, but no. Tosh with some good control there, manages to come in with the snakes, pick off a pig, get out of there. And I think Mishi has the opportunity to put on more pressure, but he's just playing really safe at the moment. And this is allowing Tosh to try to get into a bunch of tier 2. This time around, I think these snakes are going to get pocketed. No, Tosh is able to micro them away. He does target down the first skunk, but everything else falls for Tosh. He's going to try to kite with these snakes, which is actually pretty effective since the snake poison does slow units chasing him. And he ends up picking up a couple skunks there. Mishi is really just relying on these squirrels to handle these skunks from Tosh, the snakes from Tosh. But Tosh is actually really starting to go down on tier 1, which makes sense. I mean, Mishi does have a lot of skunks here, but that's a dangerous line to walk, you know. If you're stuck with just a few tier 2, you might not have enough meat on the front lines to really make it happen. And big engagement coming down from Mishi now. He's got the Falcons here to support, but Tosh cleans it up. He loses a lot, however. Which is kind of rough since he is behind on the economy. Not a whole lot, though. Keep in mind, he does have this campfire down here. Yeah, I think Mishi missed an opportunity to move out and just end the game, but I still feel like he's ahead. I think maybe 4 skunks is too much now. I think Mishi really just needs more tier 1. But he's going to come in and try to gain value by attacking these warrants, forcing Tosh to take another engagement before he's really ready for it. Tosh only has 1 snake here, and he doesn't have the income to really build another one. He's going to move in, and this might just be the end here for Tosh. He's only down to a single snake and a single falcon. A lot of Mishi's units are bruised and hurt, though. Mishi is going to retreat for now. But I think one more blow like that, and that's going to be it for Tosh. He does sell some things off. Maybe he's thinking about a mole base trade. Oh my god, he is. Dude, he's gonna try to mole cheese and win the game that way. Let's see if he can do it in time. Mishi should realize it once he sees that nothing's here. 3 mole warrants building ominously in the south. One of these mills will go down. Tosh is gonna kind of hang out and be like, yeah, I'm defending, but yeah, he rallies the moles back. I think he wants to hold on here. That snake going down, though. Tosh doesn't have much else. He will probably end up taking out these skunks, but Mishi's got some more reinforcements on the way. And Tosh manages to stay in the game for now, but Tosh has been doing some really great control, some really nice handling of this. But it's just coming down to an eco game. And can Tosh's moles knock out both gristmills in time? I don't think so, but it definitely makes sense for Tosh to try this. Mishi, no, just win the game! Oh my god, Mishi's gonna come home and try to defend this mole attack. Alright, and he does defend it. Really safe play for Mishi, I do understand that. And that is going to be it. Nicely played there from Tosh. But at the end of the day, Mishi bringing it home for Team Fox, putting us up to 9 points. And this is a race to the first to 11. So the Kosh Agency is getting quite close to that quota. A hard-earned victory there from Mishi. Okay, so we've got Kalaru versus Eel coming up next. Maybe one of those players got to go or something. Oh, no, that's just on schedule. Yeah, we're going into game 17 here. Does that make sense with my points? It does, because there's 16 points on the table. All right, we got Eel coming in. Am I still in the caster Discord? Yes, I am. Okay.
Hey.
Yo, that was a crazy match, man. Well fought.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got a pretty bad map for the Mishi game, but...
Yeah, you only had the 2 mills available to you, but it was close, man. You almost weaseled your way into a victory.
I think if I hadn't accidentally rallied the moles at the end, I could have done it.
Yeah, I was watching, dude. I was getting scared with your sneaky 3 mole warrants, and Mishi had no idea. So it was definitely close. All right, we need Kalaru back in here. We're heading into Eel versus Kalaru next. And where is... There it is. All right. Kalaru should be coming on in. He might be in chat.
It was that high ground which was really screwing me. It was so hard to get up there and fight him, but I'm gonna try and not whine about it too much.
Hey man, it happens. Can't win them all.
It does. Come on, Eel. They need 2 games to win.
Dude, you could. I mean, you've already. You're 1-1 so far, right? You beat me and lost to Mishi, and that's no.
No, I got 2-1. I beat you, beat Kalaru, and beat lost to Mishi.
I was about to say.
Which, you know, I think is fair.
Well, most people lose to Mishi, so.
Yeah. I definitely could have won it though, which is a bit annoying, but you know, it happens. I'm not very well versed with moles. Like the early mole, I could have definitely got I could have got like 3 farms if I just waited for him to go for another scout, because no one ever expects moles from me.
Right. Yeah, and that was smart to start off aggressive that game too, because you've been doing such a crazy play today. You know, just starting out with like, oh hey, squirrel mole attack, but in the bottom here we got Eel for Team Badger, up top Kalaru, and it makes sense. Like I think a lot of what you've pulled out so far makes a lot of sense for best of 1. You know, that's definitely the situation.
Keep him guessing,
dude. That game against Kalaru, man, that was tilting the hell out of me. Like I can't believe you won that. Oh my god.
People are weirdly bad at scouting ninja.
Barbed wire is 5 food, isn't it?
Is it 10?
Is it 10? Okay, I was gonna say
it's very cost efficient, but yeah, I mean he had the moles to break through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's ninja. When it looks like you're losing, ninja bases are the most effective because they never expect them.
Yeah. And what was the worst part about that was at one point I think Kalaru was getting curious, and he like made the rounds, but he did the only place he didn't check was the 12 o'clock where you had the base, because he never actually went up there and scouted that there was a mill there the entire game.
Rough.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But anyways, we're into Eel versus Kalaru here, and Kalaru looks like he wants to. Oh wow! Look at this proxy. Look at this, such a short rush distance.
Yeah, is Eel gonna? I mean, Eel's already got 1-1 down.
Yeah, that's just like natural.
Quickly. If Eel can just hold on here, he should be fine, because Kalaru's like really gimping his economy to do this.
Yeah, he's only on 6 farms. Eel did sell off a farm here, so he's only got a 1 farm lead at the moment, but that is very significant.
Yeah. Okay, Kalaru's selling down. He's not going full crazy. Although maybe Eel's going to have a chance to counterattack. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the moles, but these are very far forward warrens. If Eel just gets 12 squirrels, he can definitely push. I hope Eel realizes that, because we need Eel to win at least 1 game, and then it comes down, and then it's guaranteed that Mishi can't like win this.
Klaru is doubling down here at the front, and this is rough. These forward mills, you know, they don't have the pig support, and Klaru realizes, all right, if I lose this position, that's probably the game too.
Yeah, but Eel isn't pushing. I think he probably could have, definitely, but I get it because it's such a short distance. If Eel moves in,
yeah, I'm not sure I like the moles here.
Ooh, moles on defense are much worse than moles on attack.
Yeah.
And Eel is actually getting some significant damage done. And this is a problem with forward warrens, because now Kolaru's units, while they're not building, like, Eel can get right on them.
Yeah, Eel should just snowball to a victory from here. And I think Klaru lost that when he started putting down mole warrens, because I think he felt like Eel was about to attack when he had enough time to just build more squirrel warrens there, you know?
All right, so let's see if Eel can make an upset against Mishi. Did Mishi beat Melvin? Or Melvin beat Mishi, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Melvin won.
Yeah, Melvin won with the boar push.
Okay, yeah. So if Eel gets an upset, then it's 9-8. Even if Eel loses, then it's 10-7. And I think that means that we can win. Wait. That we can win by getting all the 2v2s. Is that right? That would break it 10-10.
Well, it's gonna come down to 2v2s now, no matter what.
Yeah. Have I miscounted a game? We miscounted a game because
yeah, we're on game number 18 now.
Yeah, 9-7. So
no, it's 9-8 now.
Oh, 9-8. Okay.
Yeah. So Mishi's only got one more chance to score a point here. So let's say if Mishi wins this, then I'll put it at 10-8, and that would mean the Badgers have to win all 3 2v2s.
Which it will be risky, but it's doable, possible. This is getting after the.
It's all on your shoulders, man.
Oh, I was not expecting it to get this close. After the like initial problems, the early game where Fox just like jumped up to 7 points.
Yeah, we did really well in the early divisions. I went 1-2 in the heavyweight. Did Klaru win any matches? I think Klaru lost all 3.
Yeah, I think Klaru's lost all 3.
And Mishi is 1-1 right now. So if Mishi goes 2-1 right here, we would have had a 2-1, a 1-2, and an 0-3 in the heavyweights.
Yeah, which I think would work back the same. No, it wouldn't work the same way.
But this is, I mean, no matter how you slice it, though, it's gonna come down to the 2v2 deciding the tournament. QQ, Ziggy, you, and Floor, man. It's all on y'all's shoulders.
We're gonna at least have one 2v2 where the whole game's on the line.
Bottom left, we've got Mishi here, and up top, everyone's favorite dev, Eel Illuminatus.
Much better than Master Stealth.
Oh, that goes without saying.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely going to be an upset if Eel can take this, but it's not an upset that... I feel like upsets happen against Mishi more often than other top players because he likes to be... He mixes up his deck a lot. He doesn't really play the meta very consistently, you know, and that makes him unpredictable, and you know, gives him an edge there, but it also does make him a bit unstable.
I think the big thing with Mishi too is he tends to like units that some of the other top players kind of scoff at, you know, like defenses in general or things like ferrets, and he can make them work for sure. But like, for example, you know, he hasn't been leaving home without this artillery cannon a lot lately, but I like the core of his deck. You know, the Squizzard Skunk Falcon. I mean, you can screw around with the other 2 spots and be okay.
Yeah, for Mishi, this deck is kind of standard.
Yeah.
The Squizzard Skunk Falcon is all good. Fox's tier 3 is reliable, if not spectacular.
Yeah.
And the RT, I think, is frankly a little bit underrated. I think you can definitely use it to good effect.
Yeah, for sure.
The problem with Mishi is that he's been taking it so reliably. You kind of expect the RT from him if you've been doing your homework on him. Which you should.
Mishi and I actually, for basically since 2017. We've always played really similar comps, and like I play this deck that Mishi has all the time, except for I use moles instead of artillery, you know.
Yeah.
But that really the 6th slot you can kind of fit in whatever you want there, and this is...
I mean, it's like in Hearthstone or something. You get like you have your core deck of 20 cards, and then you get a few tech choices.
Yeah, exactly. I think what's really fun, and I think some players that it's probably good advice for some players that like to mess around and try things that aren't, you know, super meta is just make sure, like, you know, most of your deck is pretty core, you know, and then you can go crazy with that artillery or that ferret or whatever else it is you want to do.
As a player who tends to go crazy pretty often with his deck choices, I would recommend, especially when you're starting out, having a fallback plan in case the jank doesn't work out.
Yeah. So we have been kind of moseying over this game a bit, but not a lot has happened just yet. Lots of tier 1 from both sides. Mishi just hard committing to lizards, and both players trying to start ecoing up.
There's a route for Mishi to get in around the side, but it looks like he wants to just come straight in the front. Getting a few lizards picked off there. Yeah, what's Eel going to go for? Straight for Badger? No, Chameleon. I was wondering if we were going to see an instant Badger. Oh, are we going to see it? No. He's getting my hopes up, but Cam Skunk is probably safer. He's a bit behind on Eco, but the Skunk Cam should do well against the lizards.
Yeah, I think he's starting to put together a better comp here. I'd like to see Mishi get into some skunks, get into some squirrels, kind of round this out, but he's just going to go straight pile style, man. Pure lizard.
Oh, but Mishi's going to come in that alternate angle, and Eel isn't there too.
Yeah, he's going to... This is a dead gristmill.
It should at least be one dead farm. Okay, he does get the cell, so it's not disastrous. It's bad, but it's not.
Well, this actually might nip Mishi in the butt here, because now what he's done is he's forced Eel's hand to counter push, and Mishi isn't really prepared to defend this.
Yeah. It looks like Mishi's going to try and, just straight pile this, try and force base races. But if Eel just keeps taking bases, he will eventually catch Mishi's army out.
That was really good for Mishi, actually, because now he's had a chance to get up to a lot of lizards here.
But I think the tier 2 for Eel is just going to carry him.
Eel's just got a better comp here.
Yeah, he needs to keep the pressure up. Eel doesn't have long before his farm starts to fallow. And at that point, it will really swing in Mishi's favor. Gosh darn it.
Oh man, lizards are so insane once they get to high enough numbers. And Mishi had just enough there. I was getting worried for a second, but you know, they respawn so fast.
And now Mishi can really start snowballing. Once you get a bit of an advantage with lizards, they're really good at just multiplying that advantage over and over.
Yeah, and the big story was killing that gristmill, and I think I want to highlight Mishi's follow-up attack where he got in and sniped the gristmill again.
Yeah, I think Eel probably made a mistake by trying to go back. He probably should have just pushed.
Yeah, because at that moment, you know, if their armies clashed, Eel would have won the game. So Mishi did a really good job of buying himself more time by...
Eel was building this mill. Mishi had to go through that mill, and this mill. I don't think Mishi could have done the base race.
Yeah, and Eel knows he's too far behind. Eel knows Mishi's got that second base, so he's just trying to put together what he can, give us a show here, and come in for one last big attack. He's only got one cam on the front, though. The other cam is making its way downtown. And that should be the tap from Eel. All right, no pressure, Tosh. You just need to win 3 2v2s in a row. Hey, man. You're pretty good at 2v2 to be fair, though.
Ziggy QQ is a powerful team.
It is.
QQ's really good at 2v2s as well. When we teamed up in the 2v2 pocket bots, we kind of crushed it. I think the only people who beat us semi-reliably was Jet and this guy, the school bullies.
Old Jet Erickson. Has he been around lately? I don't think I've heard from him.
Yeah,
lately.
He was playing in this tournament. But he was on our team.
So. Oh, yeah. That's right. Jet's always around, man. He's one of those eternal people like us. Always at least poking his head in events and stuff. Ooh, these Falcons are going to get caught out. Eel is trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, he's trying to go for a base race, but with squirrels versus lizards, it's pretty unlikely. Because especially since Mishi's already building a base. I mean, I'm rooting for him, obviously.
Yeah, I
don't think 11 squirrels is even enough to destroy a mill with 8 pigs on it.
And that'll be it. Mishi takes the match, finishing up 2-1 in his games here. So, good luck in your 2v2s, man. Have fun.
Thank you. I will change it to 2v2 because that is my responsibility. All right, I will. Maybe after the games, I'll hop back in to chat just to say goodbye and how do you do and all that.
Yeah. Feel free to hop in for the outro.
Until then, see ya.
See you, man. All right. Tosh is gone. We can talk about Goku versus Superman again. I only kid. All right, it's 2v2 time. 10-8. Very, very close tournament here. Yeah, I want to highlight what I think was the play of the game was, Mishi came in with his lizards there. Got the kill on the gristmill, but Eel started moving his units out to attack Mishi, and the army that Eel actually had at that moment would have ran over the lizards from Mishi. I was actually starting to get worried and like, oh man, is Mishi throwing this by just spamming lizards? But Mishi's decision to go attack that second mill again was actually really, really smart. He only had like 13 lizards out in the field. And he was able to force Eel to come back. He was hemorrhaging some lizards on the attack there. And the reason Eel kind of had to go back there, even though in hindsight it's like, oh man, if Eel pushed in, he could have won. Well, Mishi had enough lizards though, right? Where if Eel didn't pull back, he could have continued on from killing the natural to go kill the main and just win the game. But that wasn't really the intent from Mishi. I think Mishi just wanted Eel to pull back there so he could go home and just buy another, 10 or 20 seconds or so to get out the rest of the units he needed. Oh man, is QQ not here? Oh man, QQ might not be here. And we're going to have to figure that out. So give us a second while we figure out what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull it over to a break real quick, guys, and see, kind of talk to some of the TOs, see what we're gonna do. So don't go anywhere. We've got the finale happening here shortly. We're gonna find out who wins the Magnificent 21. Alright, everybody. Sorry about the delay. QQ is not here, so we are subbing Klaru in for QQ. And we will get these 2v2s underway. It is on match point here for Kasha Agency. So Klaru and Ziggy need 1 win to seal the deal, and Tosh and Floor need to win 3 in a row for the Badgers to achieve victory. Alright, let's see what it's going to be. Both sides are choosing their decks here. Hopefully everybody is kind of in voice chat. Yeah, it looks like both teams are in their voice chat. Gonna coordinate, trying to figure out what compositions are gonna synergize the best here. And 2v2's super wild, you know. Defense is really good here. Things like owls can be really good. You know, if you can get to that hyper late game, you can start massing out like 4 or 5 owls. No artillery cannon, and actually kind of low on defense here for the Foxes so far, but I think they're still hammering in their final deck selections. Tosh picking up the defense for their team. Floor still has a couple points to distribute here into his deck. And it looks like everybody is making their final decisions. If you're just joining us, welcome. We've got 3 2v2s here to decide who wins the Magnificent 21. And I'm excited for what's next in the scene. As far as I know, there's not anything on the schedule yet. Maybe we'll have another season of the TnT Championship. That would be really fun. A little bit of lag coming into this. Hopefully it clears up. Oh no. Alright. That's reasonable. Over on the left-hand side, representing the Badgers, we've got Big Pimpatosh and Floor Delthius. And over on the right, representing Team Fox, Mr. Ziggy and Klaru. Nice big open map here, and this one actually does favor the Badgers. Most of the gristmills are on their side of the board, so the Fox team kind of needs to realize that very quickly and recalibrate their game plan here for essentially 2-base play. And honestly, even getting up to 2 bases will be a little bit difficult for Team Fox. You know, this one's kind of a given. They could try to take this, but then they've got to really defend from here. And, you know, Floor and Tosh, they've got Artie, they've got Balloon, they've got Barbed Wire. So they might be able to put up a nice little defensive position around here, make it difficult for the Foxes to even get this gristmill. And kind of surprising for a 2v2, we got a little bit of a gentleman's agreement here in the early game. Everybody's swooping on up to 8 farms. Tosh with just a couple pieces of barbed wire in the back. That's a little interesting. I guess really wants to make sure nobody does anything like tries to mold rush them. And I'm hyped, man. Let's see where this goes. Not a whole lot to comment on just quite yet in the game. Again, this map is very nice for yellow and blue, for Team Badger. All they really need to do is kind of play it safe, establish a nice foothold on this high ground, and they can seal in a lot of future economic development for themselves and also threaten these additional bases that the Fox team may get. So if you're Team Fox here, you're probably looking to get something going pretty quickly. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to build into some skunks. And Tosh already has a nice amount of territory from taking that gristmill. Tosh flirting with the idea of maybe trying to do some side lizard attacks. Now, this barbed wire is a little bit of a pain. Here comes that first balloon, and yeah, this is what I was worried about, because now, if Tosh can get that balloon up, that means eventually there will be an artillery cannon there, and really, that leaves like no expansions available for the Fox team. Tosh is even going to be able to get in here, take out a Warren, but maybe this is the moment where red and green can move out and try to attack. That balloon did get established. More and more barbed wire going down from Tosh, and Klaru's going to step up, but he doesn't have Ziggy with him at the moment. Needs to be careful. He is 1v2 at the right now. Gonna move back, gonna lose the skunk. No, he gets the skunk out of there. Ziggy is here in position. Lots of skunks for Team Fox. One of them does end up falling. And Floor is really just kind of the bread and butter of this composition, you know. Floor is building up all the squirrels, getting some skunks, and there's that artillery cannon. So already the Badgers are taking a serious advantage in this game, positionally. Team Fox has really got to think of some way to break through this very, very quickly in order to win, in my opinion. But Klaru has decided to go for an owl, which will be nice to gain value over time, but I'm not exactly sure that that's what we really need here. Because going into the owl game is just saying, you know, they're going to get so much more economy. Klaru looking for some bases, and Ziggy is having a hard time even finding a second base he can really expand into. And this is looking really good if you're on Team Badger. Floor's starting to get into some Falcons. The artillery barbed wire balloon composition has been established here, and it has split this map in such a way it's going to be really hard for the Fox players to ever take a third. Ziggy did come down to the 6 o'clock position, take this sneaky base. And actually, that's a little bit rough for the Badgers to deal with, right? Like, they don't have any ramp down here. They're going to have to come all the way around, like so, in order to get to Ziggy's base. Tosh moving in for some more lizard attacks. Not going to find anything, but if Tosh just kind of keeps running around with these lizards, maybe eventually he'll see that hidden base. And Ziggy's got quite the army put together indeed. Meanwhile, Klaru trying to get up to that double owl. I think he's wanting to push through this defensive position cost effectively with the owls, I suppose. Like, get them to deal with the barbed wire. But as more and more balloons get established, as like the second artillery cannon goes down, that's going to be rough. And yeah, now Tosh is on the hunt for the hidden bases, and he's going to find this hidden base down here from Ziggy. No barbed wire or anything like that to help defend it. So that is a enormous catch there for the Badgers. And, you know, the Foxes really need to get something going this game. I think going for the Owls might have been a mistake here. I think they really needed to push the issue and tried to have not let this position get established in the first place, because now the world is their oyster, right? Like, Tosh has these lizards, so he can be sneaky and run around the map very, very quickly, do things like knock out little desperation attempts at expanding, like he is down here. And now Ziggy just doesn't have a natural expansion option. Tosh is already at 12 farms here. I mean, Klaru's boasting the best economy for Team Fox, and he's only at 9. And even trying to take any of these front row farms is going to be very difficult with this balloon barbed wire position right here. Fleur-de-Lis is going to move in and attack this expansion from Klaru. Meanwhile, Tosh is running into the main base of Ziggy with a lot of lizards here. And that is it. Ziggy is eliminated. Klaru is probably going to have to tap here shortly as the second base goes down. And a quick, decisive victory here for the Badgers. They made good use of their defensive structures. They had the good map advantage, and this is exactly what you needed for game number 1 here. Klaru going to fight to the last breath, but it is a hopeless endeavor here. So Badgers are going to put a point on the board with a very decisive victory. And Claro and Ziggy need to kind of reevaluate their strategies here, I think, you know. But to be fair, that map was very Badger heavy, or Badger advantageous. So maybe we'll see a little more even of a map in this next game, but it wasn't just the map, though. It was really the decision-making by the Badger team. Like, getting out there early on and establishing that barbed wire balloon into artillery was really smart play coming out from Tosh and Floor. And I don't think Claro and Ziggy handled it right. You know, I think they really needed to identify, like, hey, we can't expand on this map. We need to be aggressive. I think they needed to build a bunch of moles and push in and say, I don't think so. Alright, spawning on the bottom left, representing Team Fox, Claro, Mr. Ziggy. And up on the top right, representing the Badgers, Big Pimpatosh and Fleur Delise. Alright, this is a better map for Team Fox here. It's still kind of hard to say, though, because, yeah, like, at first glance, you know, like, look at all these mills on the Fox side. This is kind of like the opposite of what happened last game. However, I do feel like yellow and blue have some good opportunity with the artillery cannon, with the barbed wire, to split this map in such a way that some of these mills aren't really as takeable as they seem. On the flip side, though, Claro and Ziggy could do the same thing, right? Like, Claro and Ziggy could set up a nice defensive position here. Both sides have the same defenses available, barbed wire and artillery cannon this match. So, honestly, I think it's really going to come down to who can split the map with defenses faster, you know? Or one side tries to start doing that, and the other side comes in and denies it. And one thing that is important to note here is that the Badger team actually does not have moles available. Ziggy does have them. Last game, Ziggy and Claro both had moles, but this time around, Claro dropped the moles and changed up the deck a little bit. Got some artillery cannon in there. So yeah, I think this could go either way. On paper, it does look a bit Fox favored for sure. But Tosh is a fantastic 2v2 player. Let's see what he's got up his sleeves this game. So far, nothing crazy. I think there were a few, like, pre-8 Farm Warrens, but no harm, no foul. Yeah, there's comes this mill. And this is very important. You know, really, 2v2 is all about muscling for map position. Ziggy taking this safer expansion. But again, I don't think that that's correct here. I think that the Fox team really needs to get out here on the map and try to plant their flag. Let's see what we got going on so far. Fleur's got some skunks on the way. Other than that, it's a lot of tier 1. It looked like Ziggy was wanting to do some mole stuff up top, but Tosh caught it and denied it. No expansions just yet for Claro or Fleur. And Claro, again, trying to get into this owl very, very early on. A little bit of lag this game. Hopefully we don't have any disconnects. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Who's the lagger? Hopefully it's not me. I don't think it's me. Not dropping any frames, so... Oh gosh. Okay. Are we good? Whew. And yeah, you know, I'm not sure I agree with this artillery positioning. Tosh gonna come in again, you know, with these lizards, get some damage done. The units are not in position to defend this, but you know, this artillery is not gonna be getting a lot done. The Fox team really needs to take some mills that are a bit further out and then put the artillery cannon down. Like right now, Claro is invested, what, 180, 360 food, right, into units that aren't really doing a lot. It's about to be 540 once the owl is bought and paid for. Meanwhile, Tosh and Ziggy are actually kind of putting together an army here. So they might be able to just push in and get some serious damage done. Tosh is trying to drag the Fox players around to the side while Floor pushes in through this little choke point, but Ziggy does patch that up with some barbed wire. Yeah, the artillery cannon gets sold off. Kalaru is really just hoping he can get to some owls and drive that into the late game, but Tosh has already got such a good economy. He's almost got that second base fully saturated, and these lizards continue to threaten. Meanwhile, Floor is trying to force his way through this barbed wire with the skunks. 1 HP left on that skunk. He gets out. He only got 1 piece of barbed wire, I think. And now Ziggy's starting to get an economy going, but again, the Badger team does have the economic advantage. The first owl is on the board, though. And that actually might be a big deal here. You know, Kalaru is really invested on getting to this cost-effective Tier 3 very fast. Now the question is how much of an impact is going to have. Ziggy is caught out in a 1v2 over on the side. Meanwhile, Kalaru is going to try to come in and deny Floor's second base. But what it might end up happening is just the Badger team takes 2v1s here. You know, deals with Ziggy's army and then deals with Kalaru's. But no, the Badger team is able to deal with Ziggy's army and then force Kalaru away off the second base of Floor. But 1 owl is out. The second owl is about to be here. But yellow and blue have such a good army at the moment that these mice coming out from the owl are not super impactful just yet. You know, 1 owl is not incredibly threatening when the opponents have just a lot of frontline meat shields on the ground. But that second owl is almost here. Ziggy and Claro just trying to buy time. They really need to keep this expansion up. It looks like 1 pig is going to go down to the skunk gas. 4 skunks here from Floor. Meanwhile, Tosh is broken through the barbed wire over to the southeast. Gets a little bit of damage done, but is forced back. But Kalaru has to give this base up. That is a nice victory here for the Badgers. All right, and the Badger is out from Tosh. Tosh and Floor showing quite a bit of 2v2 dominance so far in this series. I think it's going to be difficult for the Foxes to win from here. Both second bases have now been destroyed. And these couple owls that Claro got out quickly just really haven't been getting the value that Claro was hoping for. Ziggy gets knocked out, and this is going to be another Badger victory. Tying things up 10-10 and bringing us to match point. So no matter who ends up winning here, I think this has been one hell of a finals. You know, best of 21 actually going to game number 21 here. As Claro is fighting to the last breath, but it is hopeless now. The Badgers, with their second 2v2 victory in a row. They just need 1 more to win the tournament. Can Claro and Ziggy get together a plan? Figure out a way to stop the 2v2 onslaught that is Floor and Tosh. All right, here we go. The final match of the finals of the tournament. Let's see what the move is going to be. Claro thinking about some lizards. Ten to 10, guys. Tied up. Let's get some hype here for these players. This is the most important match of the season. No pressure. And do we want to hear Tosh come on for the outro with his tail between his legs or with him gloating. That's really what I'm worried about here. Alright, here we go, guys. The last match of the tournament. In the bottom, representing Team Badger on a winning streak here, we've got Tosh and Floor. And up top, needing to take it home here for the Foxes, we've got Mr. Ziggy and Kalaru. Alright, this map seems pretty even for the most part. This is a good map to end everything on. I mean, yeah, the Foxes, I guess, have one extra mill. But it seems like both sides, everybody's got access to some second bases here. And everybody's got access to some third bases. These mills here in the middle, it's always rough, man, with so much defense and so many different ways to cut the map. It's interesting to see how this plays out. A quick lizard rush coming out from Kalaru here. And from Ziggy. I think they're like, you know what, man, maybe let's try to win this in the early game. Nice sell from Tosh, though. And Ziggy and Floor are doing good so far on this defense. Another forced sell here. Going to lose a lizard in the process. About to lose a second one to Tosh's pursuing lizard. No, actually is able to wiggle their way out of there. And I think from here we're just going to mosey on into getting up some 8 farms. No, Kalaru is going to commit to his second lizard warren. Tosh is already on 2 lizard warrens, though, and is looking around for some juice here, but decides to take it home. Wow, Kalaru going up even to 9 lizards here. That's really difficult to support on 5 farms. Like, you can kind of get up to 9 lizards, but then you can't really rebuild them effectively, Tosh looking for some blood out here in the middle of the map. Is going to find some of these squirrels from Ziggy out and about, and is going to take a nice favorable trade. Ziggy can maybe pick off another lizard, even going to force a sell on one of those farms. Meanwhile, Kalaru looking to try to return the favor, but a couple pieces of barbed wire get in his way. And the Badger players have a nice little advantage so far. Kalaru really just trying to look for something here, anything, but takes an engagement into a piece of wire and takes a lot of losses there. So Tosh already kind of blapped on Ziggy, defended this attack from Kalaru, and the Badger team has a nice little lead right now, but it's still anybody's game. Floor getting up to some skunks here. Ooh, Kalaru needs to be careful, losing some lizards that were rallied into the middle of the map. Okay, Tosh moving and grooving. Ziggy's got a nice amount of squirrels built up. Or, I'm sorry, Floor does. And Ziggy is just trying to rebuild from some of the losses that he took earlier on. Kalaru's got a little bit of barbed wire here to help defend the main. And Ziggy and Kalaru are pretty significantly spread out this map. Which, yellow and blue can try to take advantage of. Tosh going to take this fight here. Fighting near the barbed wire, but not actually in it. And with a superior lizard count, is going to be able to give the business to Kalaru here. And going to try to move in and take out that warren. Manages to get it. I think Kalaru might have actually sold it. Meanwhile, Floor is moving in on Ziggy over on the right-hand side with the superior army. Floor has been kind of left alone for quite a bit of time here. Was able to sneak out those skunks. Able to get up a ton of squirrels. And this looks like the beginning of the end, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that the Badger brothers might end up being our Magnificent 21 champions. But let's not lose hope just yet, as yellow and blue come in to rally against the squirrels of Ziggy. Kalaru desperately trying to make something happen on the side, but he doesn't have enough numbers to even deal with Tosh's lizards over here. And he cannot take any of the pressure off of his teammate. Ziggy is getting worked upon from his pure squirrel build into all these skunks from Floor. It looks like Tosh and Floor are just both kind of winning these separate 1v1s here, as Ziggy is all out of gas. It is going to be knocked out of the match here, leaving Kalaru into a 1v2 position, who's just going to tap as well. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the Badgers. Big victory there. Oh boy, here comes Tosh to brag. Where is he? I'm waiting on it. I'm ready. Those are some very quick 2v2s. So big shout out to the Badgers. Thanks everybody for playing in this event, for watching it. Big shout out to the gentlemen, of course, for organizing the event, doing all the behind the scenes effort, all the casters that were involved.
You're welcome.
What's up, Tosh? Are you ready to gloat?
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased we managed to bring that back.
Yeah, those are some pretty decisive 2v2s, man. You guys kind of stomped on us pretty good there.
QQ really let his team down by not turning up.
Yeah, that was rough.
Because Fleur and I were actually practicing on Friday. We did some 2v2s just to like get our teamwork sorted.
Yeah.
And if Ziggy and QQ were doing the same thing, then having someone else come in at the last second is going to really throw that off.
Yeah, props to Claro for stepping up and taking the slot, but I mean, 2v2 is a whole other game, pretty much. You know, you gotta. It's a whole different thing to prepare for that than for 1v1.
Yeah, and the map gen on the last one really shafted them with that split.
Yeah, the split was rough. The map gen on the first map was really good for you guys as well. But I think you did a good job of leveraging that, and I think there was some poor decision making on the Fox side, you know, trying to get into like fast owls and stuff like that. Yeah. And it really seems like the meta is all about, you know, like splitting the map favorably with some defense and stuff like that. And you guys did a good job of that in match number 1, man. But this was a hell of an event, you know. I think they were just talking about in the chat over 200 games here for the Magnificent 21.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so many people and so many different matchups. Like, we got to, 40 episodes, I think it was, before we did the semi-finals and finals. So 42.
Damn.
The answer to Life, the Universe, and everything. And 21 times 2. So, all comes together.
Yes, it does. I was just thinking about everybody to thank for the tournament, of course, the gentlemen.
I mean, definitely shout out to gentlemen, because these tournaments are always really fun and they get so many people involved in the game. I mean, shout out to all the casters. I mean, I think it's kind of weird if we thank ourselves, but I can thank you and you can thank me in turn. But there were other casters. There was like Snetch did some
we had
Nicolaccio,
we had Tiki Gray, we had even Trumpet got in there.
Yeah, I can't even like name
so many people. Boomer, of course. Boomer did a lot of casting. Kerpa. Even old P Boop was some guest casting going on. Goris ended up casting.
Is there like a list of all the casters somewhere? Caster season 7.
I mean, there was a lot, but I think we got most of them. Nicolaccio did a lot of work. Boomer, Goris got in there. Trumpet got in there. Tiki Gray got in there.
I don't know who Woofer is, but apparently he was. I think he might have a different name. Nicolaccio was casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was all credit to Gent, because this must have been a nightmare to organise, but there was a big team effort, and you know, shout out to all the players as well, because wouldn't be much of a tournament without them.
Yeah, and we had a really good turnout player wise for the event.
Yeah,
you know,
these were some big teams, and there were some great games.
So what's up next in the scene, man? Is anything announced yet?
No, I think it might be time to take a bit of a break from tournaments. I mean, this was a massive ordeal. I think I'm fine going for a week or 2 with just pocket bots. Just get back to pocket bots and the feasts.
You know,
because we haven't had like regular feasts in ages. I know you got one on Friday, but
yeah.
Just been doing all the tournaments, so
Yeah, I definitely have a large backlog I need to get to. It wouldn't be bad to have a couple of weeks off. I think 2020 has actually been a pretty strong year as far as events have gone, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the back-to-back TNT championships, the Magnificent 21, of course, the VSL Qualnez tournament. I mean, there's been all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, as far as Tooth and Tail concerned, 2020's been great.
Yeah, right. That's about it, though. Unfortunately. Well, cool, man. Well, thank you so much for helping the cast. You got any final thoughts before we wrap this up and I go eat my burrito?
I want to say there's no catchphrase for the badgers to shout, but if I had one, I would.
Revving up that Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Did we even see... I think you're the only person who actually used the Badger today.
Yeah, maybe.
And that 1-2v2 match.
One showing. It's such a... Please buff Badgery.
So it's like... it's such a weird... It's such a weird conclusion, like, because the spirit of the tournament, in a way, is like, oh, which is the best tier 3 for once and for all, you know? And the Badgers won, but... You didn't play Badger.
As soon as we weren't forced to take Badgers, we all immediately just used the other tier 3.
All right, so take that for your theory crafting and see what you can come up with. But thanks again, everybody. Again, big shout out to all the casters, all the players, all the viewers watching live, watching the VODs. Hopefully all the streamers recorded their VODs, and we can get Gentlemen a nice list of most of them. And yeah, maybe the Tooth and Tail scene will go quiet for a week or two, and we'll get back into it. Tosh, you're still casting, or you're still playing on the reg, and I'm still doing my Friday night
Monday,
feast.
Fridays. So. You do the feast on Fridays.
Yeah.
If you found the game through the tournament, stick around. There's a lot of Tooth and Tail going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not aware, guys, hop in the Discord. That's really the best place to keep up with all this kind of stuff. Or if you're looking to play, like at an odd hour or something, you post something in there, and somebody will come play for sure. So the Badgers win without using the Badgers. That is the final conclusion of the Magnificent 21.
I mean, the Badgers were much better when Moles got banned for a month straight.
Right.
So, nerf Moles, buff Badgers, I think is a takeaway from here.
I'm not against that.
Surely Badgers have earned a buff.
There you go.
Winning the tournament. That should be our prize.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, everybody.
All right.
It was fun. Thanks again, Tosh, for hanging out. I appreciate it, man.
No
and
right,
everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.